Alright. Let's see if this all updated okay. Looks like it's fine. Let's pop the chat out. Hopefully this should be a good time of the evening to catch everybody. It is a rainy, rainy, rainy day in New Zealand right now. Because we've got a lot of weather hitting us. As I've mentioned before, we got monsoon season in New Zealand now, and we're not prepared. Hey, Moondog. Hey, Sir William. Hey, Forrest. Hey, Moonring. Let's get it out of the way. Exits our chittle. So today I'm going to talk about what I'm doing with my channel and what AJ's Guide to Extraterrestrials is. Because I know a lot of you are going to be very curious why I'm all of a sudden pouring out many videos per day. It's cold and windy in Florida. It's cold and windy everywhere, it seems. So yeah. So you may notice that it's not my usual style. I'm using a voice generator based on my voice, but it can't do the Kiwi accent very well, so it sort of shifts in between sounding like Grim Jim and some American version of him and some British version of me. It's very funny. Yeah, so it's me. So what I'm doing is I'm writing the prompts. I'm putting through Chat GPT, and I'm editing it and putting it together. And essentially, I'm narrowing it. I'm dialing it in to get it just right, so that each episode is 2 to 3 aliens that are either from science fiction. It could be a TV show or a novel series that I like, or it could be from a role-playing game. So I might be talking about Glitter Boy Power Armor in one episode, and then the next I'll flip over and I'll start talking about David Brin's Joe Fur Aliens or the Uplift saga, or I might switch over to talking about like John Carpenter's Thing or something like that, Hey, Carmine. Trying to make an AI of myself. More like I'm using the technology before it uses me. Essentially, you see, everybody can see the writing on the wall, right? That AI is going to be used by a lot of people. Just like it's exploding in the art world, it's going to explode in the video production world, and you either get on board with it or you get run over by it. But that's basically it. Hey, Rogue Prince. Hey, Colton. Nice. Star Wars straight into this. And yeah, I'm going to be talking about AI. How appropriate. So the funny thing is that my usual video content isn't really slowing down. So you'll see the normal sort of output of videos by me. So the last one was the undead Starfinder race. And the next one is going to be the couple of immortals, visiting Galarian and talking about the temple where 4 different people ascend to godhood and what that's like for immortals who are standing there and feeling, reading these vibes and stuff. You get to learn a bit more about the sage and his immortal sort of transformation. And yeah, it'll tie in a little bit. AJ Pickett, more like AI Pickett. Yeah, pretty much. Nice, nice to see you, Dawes. So yeah, the Barai, yeah. So the next video is going to be talking about mostly dragons and stuff. So that's going to be a harkening back to D&D stuff, because I'm going to be talking about Zorvental, the game of dragons, and how the irony is that the worlds that we have dragons on aren't really dragon worlds; they're dragon dystopias. So they're dragon societies that have been blasted to smithereens. Like on Forgotten Realms, like a whole chunk of their population is just gone. So yeah, we're going to be talking about dragons for sure. I've still got heaps to talk about with dragons. as for the AI videos, they carry on. So I'm going to be producing one of those for the public every day, and also one of those for the Patreon supporters, and also channel members will get a, a free video, well, a supported video as well. And because it's not D&D stuff, it's exclusive content, which means that you get it and other people don't. The only other way they're going to get that access to that content is in a PDF form. So they're never going to get access to, well, they might get an anthology of them or a collection of them, like the best of at the end of the year or something like that. But otherwise, as a channel member or a Patreon supporter, you now have access to exclusive content that you couldn't get before. Even though it's just, AI videos and stuff, it's still pretty good listening. And it started to get a bit of momentum behind those videos. It'll take a while, but it'll start to pick up steam as more and more of those videos build up. And just to reassure you that I'm still there, still making videos, but they're going to swamp my normal amount of content, because using ChatGPT and Midjourney art generation like I'm doing in those videos, just fully using AI and my own creativity. So it's my voice coming through per se, but it's filtered through, and it just allows me to shortcut and do a lot of things a lot faster. So producing one of those videos compared to one of my normal videos, so the Bariah video would have taken days and days and days. Well, we had to generate all that AI animation and stuff. That was a fantastic experiment. Excuse the coughing. But the fact is that you just can't do that with like doing those videos every single day. It would take a team of people working on them. And just doing those videos with just one or two images is okay, but it's not my usual style. So I just needed to sort of switch over to the full AI one to show you just how fast I can produce those. And it takes me about 20 minutes to produce one of those videos. So if any of you are out there making YouTube videos and you just heard me say this, it takes me about 20 minutes to make that video from start to finish to uploaded, it's going to blow your mind, really. So you can see the difference. Whereas my normal videos will take me several days. So yeah, like just the editing of my audio alone takes hours and hours, and it's the most boring thing to do. Yeah, 20 minutes. I actually demonstrated this last night to poor old Esper. Esper the Bard was up and chatting on Discord. And I called him and I said, hey, watch this. And it was like 12 o'clock at night, and by 1:20 o'clock in the morning, I'd finished and uploaded a video. Yeah, rattling squats, spaced wolves. Yeah. So essentially, if anybody's got a problem with the AI stuff and like decides to unsubscribe to my channel because I'm not producing the same content, I am. It's just that the AI stuff is so much faster that I can produce twice as much, at least, of that stuff, and also produce exclusive content for my supporters. So of course I'm going to do that. And also it allows me to engage in any genre of life forms and stuff that I want to, which is exactly what I was talking about doing in the first place. I don't know when I'm going to move to Canada. At the moment, the weather is a bit wild, so I wouldn't be flying anywhere. AI art sucks, never does what you want. Yeah, so it just goes to show that. So when I'm making the AI art, when I produce those videos, so what I do is I take a prompt from this big list of 540 alien species that I basically made a big list of. Right, I made those in one morning using ChatGPT and some prompts and stuff that I was experimenting with. But I just happened to hit the sweet spot that I haven't really hit back to. Hey, thanks, Robin. Paladine's blessing to everyone here. New videos are so good. Oh, excellent. Thank you. So with the process with the AI, what I do is I got that big list, and I basically say pick a number between 0 and 541. It gives me a number. This is what I did with Esper as well. He gave me like 322. So I goes, this is down the list. Grab that little text prompt of like whatever alien species characteristics it's got. And then I throw that in with the prompt's keywords, and I add a little bit of extra details. Like I ask it specific questions about that specific prompt alien race. And I've got this list, this ready-made prompt thing that I've actually listed on my Discord server, which is the open source one. And then that spits out all these details about the creature. I then get those details and I say, okay, could you refine it and add anything in any section that you say is unknown or you don't have any details on, and just invent details for that and add a particular quirky flavor that I'll type in. So I'm just like prompting the prompt sort of thing, and I'm fine tuning it so it's not repeating itself as much. And then I feed that back through again and ask it. Final thing is to give me an introduction in the form of like Sir David Attenborough or Morgan Freeman with a warm, friendly tone without addressing the audience directly. Give it these really specific instructions and it spits out the intro, which is what I then feed into 11 Labs, which is a subscription service, which is how I get the voice generation from the files that I've uploaded of my own voice. It then generates a voice sample of me or reading in my style, in my timbre, and then it reads exactly what I've just got ChatGPT to generate for me after I've edited and put my own stuff in there. I'll listen to that all the way through while I'm generating art based on the description of the creature that ChatGPT has put out. So sometimes I'll get ChatGPT to make a prompt for a Midjourney as well, but it does a really terrible job every single time. It's just not good at it at all. I don't know what it is. You just need an eye for it or something, or there's something about the composition of prompts which is an art in and of itself. There's debate on either side of it. I don't really care. I just know that I can get pretty good artwork, as you've seen so far. All those generated artworks, like even of the I think the proudest one so far is the Deants, who even look exactly like the style of robot armor, power armor and stuff that Palladium Books has on their covers and stuff. It looks exactly like a Palladium style cover, which I thought was just brilliant. So yeah, more of that, and the fact that the Splugorth looked much more alien. Like I like Kevin Long's very succinct sort of style, but I went with more sort of weird. I just lost chat there because I was looking at other stuff. There we go. Anyway, so that's what I do. Yeah, it's like Google Foo, essentially. So it's not AI, it's not artificial intelligence, it's just an algorithm, right? They're all just algorithms. So they're programs set to do a certain task. So diffusion artwork just basically makes static into an image based on the rules it's got for how to build like those images. So it knows how to build a ball, knows how to build a soccer ball and stuff like that based on, image programs and stuff that got put through it. So that's how you work on the images. You basically give it snapshots, scenes, descriptions, and it puts it all together in an interesting way. And it's getting really, really good at it. Like the thumbnail for this video, I just generated it while I was setting up. It took me about 10 minutes. And I wanted a cat stalking a Dalek. And the cat's so much bigger. So the cat represents the internet, right? And the Dalek is like this little cute AI toy, but we all know how dangerous Daleks are. So at the moment the cat is big and the Dalek is small, but the Dalek is getting bigger. So there's a hidden meaning there. Oh, the Splugorth are, essentially they're demon lords. They're primordials. Does that amaze you, Colton, that I made that thumbnail so quickly? Yeah. Yeah, the cat's like, oh, let me play with the thing. Yeah. So that's a satirical sort of image. Hey, DB. You did. Yeah, so there's going to be more Palladium stuff in there. There's going to be more like sci-fi novels and things. You'll see all the sort of alien species that I like. Because it's based on Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and Barlow's Guide to Extraterrestrials, which I think is one of the best books I ever purchased in my entire life. As soon as I saw Barlow's Guide to Extraterrestrials, and those of you who know what that book is, Essentially, Wayne was it Wayne Barlow? Wayne Barlow. He illustrated a bunch of creatures that were in sci-fi novels that had never been illustrated before. So he took the descriptions as they were from the books and illustrated them, so they came to life. And they were as Bree's fine. She's sleeping right over there in her little nest in the corner. Viltrumites, yeah, could be. Yeah, just a picture of myself. Wayne Barlow. Yeah, I believe so. And the Vogons, yep. I'm in love with Dagoth voice people have made with oh, really? I've really got to experiment with the 11 Labs voice. Because I know you can do some freaky things with it, surely. Oh, really? Nice. They used his artwork in a CGI documentary about Alien Life. That makes sense. The voice fooled me. I just thought you had tooth work done again. Yeah, because it sounds so similar to me, right? I could honestly switch over to me talking halfway through there, and if the microphone was set up just right, I would sound exactly like the voice sample. I should do that a few times just to really confuse people. Like, there's some people who just pick up immediately that it's an AI voice talking, and other people are just like, AJ sounds weird. It's like, really? I've gone from a New Zealand accent to a British American, switching fluidly between them. It's so strange. But it makes sense if it's a intergalactic guidebook, right? So it's the voice of the AI book is explaining on occasions. It's like, if you are having difficulty with the accent of this voice shifting, adjust your Babel fish. Really, really. Oh, good. I'm glad you like that, Steve. Pull a Darth Vader voice, it could do. Yeah, of course you can use. You can use. That's the whole point. You can use them in your games. I'm not going to give you stats for any of them. I mean, but it's easy enough to make those stats yourself, right? So I just give you a description, just like I would give a description for any sort of creature. And the bonus is this: if you go over to Patreon, then the full script for those videos includes all of the statistics for those creatures. So reproduction, you know, all of those categories that I got at the Chat GPT to describe for me are listed there for you. So the script that I put there is actually twice as long as the actual spoken video. So you get extra bonus content as a Patreon supporter either way. Oh, thanks. This is either Hunin or Munin, one of Odin's ravens. You'll see that I noted I actually wear a lot of raven shirts. Although raven isn't my spirit animal. If anybody can guess what my spirit animal is, I'll be most impressed. So, does anybody have any questions about the video series, or are we all okay there? Cuttlefish, close. Octopus, yeah. Old man wizard is my spirit animal. Yeah, probably. It's a kiwi. Spirit animal's a dire halfling, obviously. Well, yeah, that's what I am. Your grandfather would go from an American accent to a full-on Irish lilt when he gets pissed off, so he's switching accents. It's really shocking to me. Well, the American accent is it's got a very Irish R to it. R. I mean, there's inarguably a very strong Gaelic R to American. Come from Aberdeen. Come from North Philadelphia. Rar. Geek after your own heart. Categories. I'm really glad. So do let me know in those, particularly because I'm starting off that Alien series, and it's kicking off quickly, right? So I'll quickly have like hundreds and hundreds of videos. The plan is at the once I've had about maybe 100 or so of those Alien listings, I will produce a PDF which I'm going to be selling of all of those aliens collected up into, like, every page is an alien with the image and the text about the alien. And that will be sold as a PDF product. If it's really, really popular, then I'll start looking at maybe kickstartering an actual big book. You'd buy that? Excellent. So, not only will the book have all of the stuff that the Patreon supporters and the YouTube members get extra, it's also going to have extra ones that have not appeared in video. so you won't be able to get it unless you get the PDF, essentially. Nah. The age of monetized content is on us. For the paywall. AJ's gone with microtransactions. But it's like, come on, it's like $1 a month for the Patreon access. That hasn't changed. And you're getting extra videos every single week. Plus, you get extra stuff which is going into a PDF product. And yeah, and then the PDF will probably be like $5. So, yeah. Yeah, it is slow updates at the moment. Hey, Justin, thank you. Thanks. Welcome to Silver Dragon, DB. You're back. Yeah, essentially, I mean, if I didn't do it, somebody else would. And yeah, it shouldn't be shocking to anybody that I would take advantage of this technology. At least I'm being completely open and honest about what I'm doing, right? Hey, thanks, Mac Nerdy. Will the PDF link to the specific corresponding video directly? Well, yeah, I suppose so. There's no reason why I wouldn't put hot links in there, I suppose. It's just that some of them, oh yeah, I suppose I could put exclusive video content in there which is linked directly through the PDF. Just unlist the video so you can only get in there if you've got the PDF access. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. Thank you. Okay, so there'll be extra videos. Is all this alien stuff open source? Can others contribute? Yeah, you certainly can, Ian. I've got no problem with that whatsoever. But essentially, if you give me a prompt of a few lines, I'll extrapolate on it and produce an alien species. Some of them I know already, like the Spinac and the tubers and the Deants and the Splugorth and stuff, are all from Palladium, obviously. But if you've got alien creatures or D&D type monsters and things like that, the general idea is that it's the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, it's Barlow's Guide to Extraterrestrials, but it's also the multiverse. So this is it's ostensibly about a galaxy, assuming that there's intergalactic contact between different races, just like in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. But in this case, it's also traveling through the multiverse. So it's this galaxy, but all the multiversal galaxies that are connected to it. Lovecraftian creatures? Yeah. Do I have a Warhammer army, by the way? No, I do not, but I will like to get one as soon as I move to Canada and I have people to play Warhammer with. But I have nobody to play Warhammer with, so I have no reason to have an army. Makes sense. Sounds like a good idea for a Kickstarter, Robert. Yeah, could do. But I've got the other Kickstarter for Godforge coming up, so I don't I don't want to hammer everybody with Kickstarters. I mean, everybody's financially strapped right now. So we've got to be realistic. No, I don't have any plans to delve into the demiplanes of dread, Philbo. If I had a favorite, it would be the Frankenstein monster one with brains and jars and stuff. That's one I like. Elder Things. Yeah, Lysandra, I'm planning on moving to Canada because I have medical needs and I have lots of relatives in Canada, and I like rain. Have I seen the yellow sign? Yes, I have. No, I'm not going to play orcs. I've never really been a big fan of the orc style, although I am kind of a fan of their play style. I would play Tyranids rather than orcs, I think, if I was going to play that play style. But unfortunately, I like Necrons and I like Tau. You know, I'm one of those people. Eldar, yeah. Dark Eldar. I also just like Space Marines. Templars. Is there a new Templar army? There wouldn't be, would there? Votan army. Vancouver Island. Have you heard about all the UFO stuff in the US, by the way? Hell yes. I actually posted it on Twitter saying, that the balloon was made by super intelligent octopi, in the rifts and stuff, and they sent it up, and it gets shot down by the Americans. They're like, oh, man, we couldn't participate in the Lantern Festival. Isn't it a little bit weird that it's just, the Chinese just had Lantern Festival, and they send this massive, massive balloon up? It's like, what if it was just some innocent balloon thing? As for the thing over Canada, I don't know what that was. Thanks, Morgan. A lich meets a Necron overlord. Be like, how's it going, brother? Slip me some skin. And the Necron would just be like, you're pathetic. Hey, Camel Wars. Nobody wants to spy on the Kiwis. No, it's not a good idea. Considering we have our own orbital launch facility, not owned by the government. It's a private facility. The world is going nuts, Colton. You're not wrong. It's dystopian. We are in dystopia. You got your Rift Federation of Magic book. I'm so glad that so many people are buying Palladium stuff. We may actually get some games going. I will run Palladium games for people. Also, don't forget that I'm developing the Super Atomic game, where I've narrowed it down now. The Marvelified D6 system. So the West End Games D6 system is what I'm basing the open source thingy on. So it's going to be different because obviously it's got different stats and things. There's a Palladium Resurrection going on. There's a resurrection for every game line that's not D&D, essentially. They said it broke and flew off course. Whoops. Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, the thing over Canada was not. It didn't have any means of propulsion, so it was just windborne. So it doesn't sound like a UFO. Yeah. Can a paladin cyborg smite with a heavy weapon? Yeah. Essentially. Ugh, and before the world turns into Shadowrun, you're not wrong. Yes, I have seen Avatar too. Oh, let me know how it goes, mate, Ian. they've just updated it to a 2.5 version. So if you got it on Drive-Thru RPG, go and get the update. I am Stanchgate. Hey, Matt. Hey, Don. Thank you. This is for your first beer in Canada. Any recommendations? It's got to be dark. None of this lager or Pilsner crap. Oh, sure, Nitsa. I started off as a crafting channel. And the funny thing is today I was just actually considering that my most memorable games are the ones where I was just playing Theatre of the Mind and it was usually a really funny character death. Those are actually my most memorable games. And the character deaths aren't memorable until you've played at least 6 or 7 sessions with that character. And then they mean something. And their death, particularly when it's Theatre of the Mind and you're so immersed in the scene, really sticks in your memory. Like it's a survival memory. So it has this priority, and it really stays with you. And that's my experience for the majority of like years and years and years of gaming. The characters I really remember is the ones that I was in those sort of situations. So I don't think that miniatures and terrain and funny dice and dice towers and maps and all that sort of stuff really is that conducive to memorable gaming. It actually plays against the mechanism in your mind which works for survival. Because you're not scared of miniatures. Nobody's really scared of miniatures. I mean, to really replicate how scary a thing would be, you would have a literal, like, live trapdoor spider on the table. Like, you got to poke your finger at the thing to make an attack roll. Nobody wants to do that, but it's terrifying. But the Theatre of the Mind can be that terrifying if you're really that into it. You just can't do that with miniatures and things. So I started off as a crafting channel, and then I started talking about D&D monsters, and really that's what people were more interested in, was the talking about the monsters. Hey, thanks, Mooping. Just a dirty lurker showing my appreciation. Your vids have been a blessing. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, thanks, William. They call them unidentified, UAPs now, because of the stigma of UFOs. What stigma? The stigma about them not revealing them for so long. Best beer in the world is Black and Tan. Okay. Yeah, the world is closer to Delta Green, Trajan. I believe you are correct there. I can't believe that's the first time I've said your name on stream, Trajan Fidelis. I notice you. I see you. Yeah, using actual live scorpions to represent giant scorpions. Yeah, the mushroom crafting videos are still there. Anchorage Wendigo, if you can find it. Okay. If you were to run a game online for folks in the Soonish, what genre story would you aim for? Probably something like you're on a space liner and there's a murder that cripples the ship. And in order to get the ship back working again, you need to find out how to resurrect the murdered victim. Something like that. Maybe. Just had my first character death a few months ago. She was a gnome artificer, a doctor. She was shot in the street by a Lycan supremacist I've been playing for 7 years. Nice. And that was your first character death. Wow. I suggest those of you who have never played an old school revival type game, OSR, go and play one. Play with 6 or 7 characters and just go nuts and have them die. Have them die a lot. And just enjoy it. You have to scream at Silent Green people! Yeah, no. Big Rock Traditional when you get there. Okay. Well, that's about it for me, folks. I'm going to take off and get some dinner. Paranoia is great for learning how to deal with character death. You are correct. In fact, I would say Paranoia is one of the unmatched genre-defining RPGs. There's nothing else quite like it. Nothing else quite like it. Also, Traveller would be one of the unmatched paragons of RPGs, just for the way that character generation worked and how it avoided damage dice and damage hit points and stuff. Yeah, more representative. I really liked it. I would say that the West End Games D6 system was the best Star Wars. And of course, the best crunchy megaversal system that covers any genre is Palladium. Hands down. Dead before you start playing. Right. I was trying to tell somebody that was new to it. It's like, no, we've got to have a session 0 for Traveller. That's just guaranteed. Like, you can't play Traveller without a session 0. You can't. So session 0 has been around since the very beginning. You cannot generate a team of Traveller characters independently and then bring them together. That's just not the way it works. So if you try and play it like a D&D game, it just doesn't, character generation doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But if you do it together, they just gel perfectly, and you've got a crew who have got a backstory and a reason for being together instantaneously. It's fantastic. Solved the problem years ago, decades ago. All right. Catch you later, everybody.